Imagine a world where numbers are more than mere quantities, where certain digits whisper not of calculation, but of destiny, power, and an ancient, lingering dread. For millennia, across civilizations and continents, from the earliest human settlements to the shadowed enclaves of modern clandestine societies, specific numerical sequences have been regarded with an almost visceral mixture of reverence and terror. These are the cursed numbers, figures etched into the forgotten pages of history, not merely as symbols of superstition, but as the potential keys to a profound, yet largely lost science. Echoes of Time invites you now on an extraordinary journey, a deep dive into the enigmatic history of these potent digits, to unravel how ancient numerology transcended simple symbolism, evolving into a force that was both desperately sought after and deeply feared. An echo of humanity's great history that still resonates today. Our quest begins in the crucible of civilization itself, amidst the sun-baked plains of ancient Mesopotamia, in the fabled land of Babylon. Here, under a canopy of stars that seem to wheel in an eternal, predictable dance, the earliest human societies first began to chart the heavens with an unparalleled precision. But for the Babylonians, those celestial observations were far more than astronomical curiosity. They were intimately intertwined with numerical patterns, a cosmic language waiting to be deciphered by the initiated.
The movements of planets, the intricate cycles of the moon, the very turning of the seasons, all were perceived through the rigorous lens of number. These numerical insights were not academic exercises. They were the very fabric of their world, shaping empires with their prophecies, dictating the timing of monumental constructions, and, most crucially, underpinning their entire system of belief. Their profound understanding of these patterns, of certain numbers and their unique resonance, allowed them to feel the pulse of the universe, to read its intentions in the grand celestial theater. Yet, even in this era of nascent numerical power, whispers began of specific numerical configurations, certain sequences that brought not fortune but ill omen, not stability but chaos. Was it the miscalculation of a celestial event, or something far more inherent to the numbers themselves, a darkness within the digits that defied their meticulous order? Millennia later, across the Aegean Sea, on the sun-drenched shores of ancient Greece, another monumental leap in numerical understanding was made by the enigmatic figure of Pythagoras and his secretive brotherhood. United by a shared pursuit of knowledge and a profound reverence for the cosmos, the Pythagoreans developed geometric and arithmetical insights that would lay the very foundation for Western philosophy and mysticism. For them, number was the essence of all things, the underlying harmony of the cosmos, the universal principle governing music, architecture, and even the deepest reaches of the human soul. They believed that by understanding the precise ratios and relationships between numbers, one could unlock the profound secrets of the universe, achieving a profound form of enlightenment. Yet, within this relentless quest for perfect numerical harmony, a terrifying discord emerged. The earth-shattering discovery of irrational numbers, numbers like the square root of 2, which could not be expressed as a simple, elegant ratio of two whole integers. This revelation, that there were numbers which defied their perfectly ordered system of whole numbers and fractions, was said to have instilled both profound awe and an existential fear within the brotherhood. Legend speaks of an oath of secrecy, even death, to protect this unsettling truth from the uninitiated. For if the very fabric of the cosmos contained such inherent irrationality, such a break from their perceived divine order, what did that say about the perceived order of reality itself? Were these irrational numbers themselves cursed, representing a fundamental flaw in the divine numerical order? Or did they hold a deeper, more dangerous power that could unravel the very mathematical tapestry of existence, revealing a chaotic truth too terrible to contemplate? From these foundational wellsprings in Babylon and Pythagorean Greece, the intricate principles of numerology and the unsettling concept of cursed numbers began to permeate the esoteric traditions of countless civilizations. We find their undeniable echoes in the profound symbolism of Egyptian esotericism, where numbers were not just quantitative but qualitative, integral to the precise construction of sacred temples designed to channel cosmic energies, and to the intricate rituals meant to guide souls through the treacherous paths of the afterlife. They resonated deeply within the mystical depths of Hebrew Kabbalah, where every letter of the alphabet, every sacred word, every complex concept was imbued with numerical significance, revealing hidden layers of divine meaning and universal law. Even in the mystical crucible of medieval alchemy, the pursuit of transmuting base metals into gold, or the arduous discovery of the legendary elixir of life, was often meticulously governed by specific numerical patterns, the precise timing of rituals, and the symbolic value of potent digits. These numbers influenced everything from the precise architectural design of structures intended to channel and focus cosmic energies, to the exact timing of complex rituals believed to open doorways between worlds or to invoke specific planetary influences. Their influence was far from subtle. It was foundational, an unspoken language understood only by the initiated, a secret grammar of the universe whispered across generations, shaping history in ways that never made it into the mainstream books.
The sheer perceived power of these potent digits led to countless, often desperate attempts throughout the annals of history to either harness their influence for personal gain, societal good, or strategic advantage, or to neutralize their dreaded destructive effects. Scholars cloistered away in ancient libraries filled with scrolls of forgotten wisdom, and mystics operating in the shadowy margins of society pored over cryptic texts and deciphered fragmented records. They sought to decode the numerical formulas for invoking prosperity, for predicting the future with uncanny accuracy, for warding off malevolent forces, or for achieving transcendence. But these were not endeavors without immense risk, as attested by the fragments of history we can still uncover. Historical records, often veiled in allegory or deliberately obscured by highly cryptic language, document instances where these attempts resulted in dire consequences. Stories whispered of individuals driven to madness by the knowledge they unearthed, of entire communities struck by inexplicable misfortunes following the misuse of numerical power, of power gained at an unbearable, soul-crushing cost. Were these merely cautionary tales designed to deter the uninitiated from meddling with forces they couldn't comprehend? Or did they recount genuine encounters with forces unleashed by a profound numerical understanding that humanity was simply not equipped to wield? A secret that should have remained under the dust of centuries. The line between understanding and catastrophe was perilously thin, and many, it seems, crossed it, leaving behind a legacy of dread that continues to echo through time. But what if the curse was not an inherent property of the numbers themselves, but a carefully constructed illusion, a masterstroke of ancient psychological warfare? One compelling hypothesis suggests that the concept of cursed numbers was a deliberate manipulation, a sophisticated tool employed by ancient priests and ruling classes to maintain social order and assert absolute control over populations. By imbuing specific numbers with ill omens and associating them with misfortune, these powerful elites could dictate behavior, enforce taboos, and consolidate their authority with an iron fist, all without overt force. Imagine a society where certain days, dictated by a cursed number, were declared unsuitable for rebellion or dissent, or where vital rituals could only be performed at numerically auspicious times.
thereby controlling access to spiritual power, and thus access to hope and belief itself. This theory paints a chilling picture of cunning psychological engineering, where the dread of a number was a far more potent and subtle weapon than any army, creating a system of belief that kept the masses in check, their lives subtly guided by the unseen, terrifying hand of numerological dread. In this fascinating, yet unsettling view, the cursed numbers were not cosmic forces, but expertly crafted instruments of earthly power, serving human agendas.
Yet another profound and unsettling theory proposes an entirely different origin for this deep-seated numerical dread. What if certain numerical sequences inherently resonated with universal cosmic forces, capable of both creation and destruction? This concept elevates the discussion beyond mere human manipulation, suggesting that these numbers are fundamental, almost sentient aspects of reality, echoing through the very structure of the universe itself. Philosophers like Plato, with his emphasis on ideal forms and the mathematical underpinnings of reality, hinted at such profound inherent connections between number and existence. In more modern times, mathematicians pondering the intricate patterns of chaos theory have glimpsed how seemingly simple numerical patterns can give rise to immense complexity and unpredictability, revealing a hidden order that is both exquisitely beautiful and deeply terrifying in its implications. Could these cursed numbers be specific attractors or repellers within the cosmic fabric? Numerical patterns that, when activated or aligned, could unleash forces beyond human comprehension, capable of altering reality itself. This perspective suggests that the ancients, through their profound connection to the natural world and their meticulous, lifelong observations, stumbled upon these inherent cosmic rhythms, recognizing their latent power to both build and unmake, to bring forth harmony or destructive discord.
The curse, then, would be less about an act of malevolence and more about the inherent volatility and sheer indifferent power of tapping into these fundamental, perhaps sacred, universal truths, a power too vast for human hands to control. And then there is the intriguing hypothesis that some cursed numbers were not curses at all, but highly sophisticated, ingenious codes. In this view, their dark reputation, the myriad tales of misfortune and dread associated with them, were merely a veil, a cleverly constructed facade designed to safeguard invaluable lost knowledge from the uninitiated. Imagine an era where profound scientific, philosophical, or spiritual insights were deemed too dangerous, too destabilizing, or too sacred for the general populace. Encrypting these vital truths within numerical sequences, then branding those numbers as cursed or ill-fated, would create an impenetrable barrier. Only those with the proper key, the understanding of the underlying numerological system, and the wisdom to use it responsibly would dare to delve into their secrets, thereby preserving vital information across generations without it falling into the wrong hands or being misinterpreted by those unprepared for its profound implications. This theory transforms the cursed number from a bringer of misfortune into a guardian of wisdom, a silent sentinel protecting the most valuable treasures of ancient thought, ensuring that the knowledge would endure.
The curse would be the ultimate deterrent, a psychological booby trap ensuring that only the truly dedicated, the worthy, and the properly instructed could access the hidden power, the forgotten lore, the ancient wisdom within. Today, centuries removed from the direct, palpable influence of these ancient beliefs, the debate rages on among scholars, historians, mathematicians, and philosophers. Were these cursed numbers simply psychological phenomena, deeply rooted cultural conditioning passed down through generations, shaping perception and belief
through tradition, fear, and collective suggestion? Was the curse merely a self-fulfilling prophecy, a powerful idea that manifested misfortune in those who ardently believed in it? Or could it be that humanity, in its relentless pursuit of understanding the universe, once possessed genuine instances of profound mathematical truths that over millennia were either misunderstood, deliberately obscured, or simply lost to the relentless currents of time? The tools of modern mathematics, physics, and psychology offer new lenses through which to examine these ancient claims, to peer into the secrets that lie under the dust of centuries. Yet, despite our scientific advancements, despite our digital precision, the precise nature of these numerical enigmas remains stubbornly elusive. We can meticulously analyze the historical context, dissect the cultural impact, and even search for mathematical patterns that align with ancient descriptions. But the definitive answer, the undeniable proof, continues to evade us.
The echoes of their power persist, but their true source remains veiled, a story that never quite made it into our history books in its entirety. As we draw to a close on this extraordinary journey through the ages, what emerges is a complex tapestry woven with intricate threads of fate, coincidence, and calculated mysticism. The legendary figures we have explored, whether they were the architects of numerical control, the unwitting channels of inherent cosmic forces, or the ingenious guardians of forbidden knowledge, have all left an indelible mark on history, shaping civilizations and beliefs. Their legacy is not simply one of fear, but of profound inquiry into the fundamental nature of reality itself, a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the unseen forces that shape our world. The true power of these legendary figures, these cursed numbers, lies perhaps not in their ability to bring ill fortune, but in their profound capacity to make us question, to make us look beyond the mundane, and to consider the hidden, esoteric dimensions of existence. What secrets do they still hold for us today, buried beneath layers of forgotten lore and misunderstood symbols? What profound mathematical truths, or perhaps ingenious forms of psychological manipulation, might still be waiting to be deciphered from the whispers of these ancient digits, inviting us to delve into the past to better understand the present?